Okay, day 7 coming up of Advent of Code 2024. Here I am in Cambridge, England, so it's 5 a.m. Might be my last 5 a.m. start. I'm getting a little bit tired of this. Let's see how it goes today. Also, I only got up to about day 11 last year before I couldn't do the questions anymore. So let's see how I get on here today. Okay. Okay, wrangled them into the format I want. Let's see what we actually need to do with it. Elephants. What? Echelon represents a single equation. Test value appears before the colon. Whether the remaining numbers can be combined with operators. Okay, so the question is like, okay, 10 times 19 will give you 190. Always left to right. Is it just add and multiply? Turn 19. Choosing plus would give 29, but choosing would give the test round. 2 positions for operators of the 4 possible configurations of the operations. 2 cause the right side to match the test value. Okay, so 40 times 27 is 1080 plus 81 is 1101. Okay, it's always left to right, fine. The sum of the test values, okay, the ones on the left, from just the equations that could possibly be true. Okay, fine. So for each one, I can just stay in this loop, can't I? I'm going to go through the numbers. How many? Let's have a look at the puzzle input. Okay, there's nothing too big here. So we're saying it's only plus and multiply. What's your total collaboration result? Okay, so for I equals 0, I is less than nums to length. It's after each one, but not after the last one. So there's minus 1 from that. I plus plus. There are 2 operations. I get to write that. approaching this. Maybe write something down. Okay, so you've got two operations, so they could be all plus. Let's say we've got four numbers, so all of them plus. Or then we can try putting a multiplication symbol in any of the three places instead. So we've got no multiplication symbols, one multiplication symbol, two or three, all the way up to the end. Combinatronic stuff here. If I assume that plus is the default operation and multiply, I can't quite get my brain around it yet. Let's have some thinking time. Always from left to right. There will be more and less efficient ways to do this. Okay, let's firstly just consider I bet they're going to add in more operations later. Wouldn't surprise me. Let's just see if we can get outputting them correctly. So what I want to do is get all the different combinations of plus and multiply here, and then apply it to the input that we've got. So J is less than so this is the number of multiply symbols we're going to add in. So if there's one, we're going to try three different places. How do you do combinatronic stuff? I think my students will do better than me on this one. They've done it recently in maths. Is there an easier way to look at this problem? I don't think so. Well, here there were just two symbols. I'm just looking at what are the different ways of putting a single symbol. I just don't want just the number of ways, I want the actual ways. This one, this is the number of stars. Don't need another loop for that. Remembering that Okay, so if we've got two different positions it can be in, we find all the ways it could do it with two positions. Three positions is just all those ways plus the third position added to the front of it or the back of it. That maybe is an easy way to look at it. So if we find all the ways of doing it with one position, some sort of recursive function here probably makes sense. Think of these just as binary zeros and ones. In fact, if we think of it as binary zeros and ones, where a symbol, so plus is 0, star is 1, so binary counting from 0 to all the 1. That's kind of what we're doing, isn't it? It's going to have all the different combinations. So can I make a little binary counter if I know the max length? So that's my max length. Okay, let's just do that. Let's just do it with binary. Then if I need more operations, I can just extend this out, can't I? That's what I'm doing. I'm just starting with 0 and I keep on adding 1. So what am I going to do here? 0 dot repeat max. No, true. What am I going to do? Just keep on adding 1. So I basically want to say like string, add 1 to it. So okay, I've got a number in binary. Let's see, I've got 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, and I want to add 1. What am I going to do? I'm going to so I'm always just adding 1. Why don't I just turn that number into its denary, add 1, and then turn it back to binary? So if I've got 7, if I pass int 7 into 2, no, what is it I'm doing again? JavaScript, binary. It's not passing, is it? ToString, of course it's toString. No. Not an object. Do I need to put a bracket around it? Okay. Okay, so instead we'll just say let start equals 0. Max, so whatever the max is to the power of 2. So I've got 5 of them. 5, 2 is going to give me 25. Am I taking 1 off that? No. I don't mean squared, what do I mean? 2 to the power of that. 2 to the power of max. If num is less than end, num dot toString 2. So num dot toString 2 and then num plus plus. Is that kind of what I want to do? And I want to pad it out. Pad start with the max 0. Okay, so that's going to give me all my numbers from 0 up to that number. Okay, fine. I don't know if I had to have done it with binary, but this seems to be working. That's going to give me all my patterns. So let's make a function of this. Say function. So this will take what, a max. Okay, let's go back to my other code then. So I've got my test value, I've got my nums. And this is the max, which is nums dot length minus 1, right? So we're looking between each one. So we start with 0. The result starts off as nums 0. That was this. Of pattern. Result plus equals nums I times equals nums I. I'd love to refactor this at the end. And what's the question here? Else result equals that. If result test value sum plus plus. It's not plus equals that. Sum. Ooh. Result plus equals that. Patterns equals, let's test pattern. For each one of those, test the pattern. Just trying to avoid having to break here. I don't like using break. And then test value. Now I'm going to return true. Test patterns. False will return false. We're up to 22 minutes. I should have a result in a few seconds. Yeah. Then sum plus equals test value. Let's try that. Whoa, 13 doesn't like patterns. Copy value nums. 3749. Okay, bingo. Oops. Okay. Cool. Part 2. The total calibration result gave them is nowhere near. Okay. Third operator, concatenator operator. What are we looking at here? 2 of those, okay. Right. Okay, so it's not adding, it's putting them together. Yeah, okay, fine. So you've got 3 operators. So this is one reason why we did this, right? So we're now going to have 3 to the power of something instead. Does it let us do it to 2 string 3? Let's try. Let's just get rid of that. And let's give it, oh, are we in an infinite while loop now or something? So let's go back to this. Let's go back to this input. So what am I doing? Let's just run make patterns. What do we get? Yes. Okay, good. It worked. So don't have to make a lot of changes to my code then. Good. Else result equals that. Char equals 1. Else. Result equals string result plus string nums I. But let's turn it back into a number after. I think that's right. Good. Let's go back to my real input. Oh, it's taking a bit of time to run. Come on, you can do it. I quite liked what I did here in the end. That was quite nice. Yes! Oh, I was quite happy with that. Bit of planning. As usual, you've got the AI bots at the beginning, and probably these people were doing it properly, 2 or 3 minutes. Let's see where I ranked. I don't think it would have been too bad today. Okay, again, did better on part 2 than on part 1. So clearly a lot of people found this one easier. I did spend a bit of time faffing around at the beginning on this one, I guess. Took me a bit of time to work out that the best way to find all the possibilities was to do it in this way. Quite happy with the code though, it's quite concise. Use of the functions is quite useful. I'll take it. Quite happy with that result today. That was Advent of Code 2024, day 7.